welcome to Anonymous. And today we are in another episode of Wattpad reviews, and it's actually the 5th episode, and I'm so happy to have reached this far. And I never really expected that as many as 5 people would, request for review for their stories. Anyway, again, I'm in my room because the mini studio I made, it's actually upstairs, is now gone. I won't be able to use that room until I, improvise it again. So yeah, I'm gonna be here for a while now, and my boyfriend is actually supposedly going to help me here in this review, but he's currently playing Mobile Legends bang bang, so well, let's not disturb him. I'm gonna do it myself for now. The title of the story that we are going to review today is The Trip, The Deadline. The username of the author is this. I won't pronounce it, for I may pronounce it wrong because I am really not familiar with the pronunciation of this name. So yeah, that's it. You may be wondering why I'm using full English. It's because I'm so pressured. It is because the author of this story is not from the Philippines. So I find it unfair if I use the Filipino language, or he might not understand what I am saying. And this review is actually for him, to help him improvise, or be aware of what the readers think about the story. So yeah, I'm gonna use English, and I'm sorry to the author and to all the English speaking people out there. I'm sorry for my accent or for my pronunciation of English. Is not my first language, yeah, so bear with me. As long as you understand it, I hope you're fine with it. Here are some things you'll mostly notice while reading the story. The first one is there are typographical errors, which again, for the nth time, I will emphasize that it is normal for authors to actually have typographical errors, because sometimes while proofreading the story, or the update that we are gonna post, we just think that everything is fine and we overlook some things because there's so many letters and so many words, and even the clearest vision of the eyes can sometimes see everything that is wrong. Grammatical errors, especially regarding the pronoun. I'm sorry, I have a note here because it's English impression. So yeah, grammatical errors, especially when it comes to pronouns and the tenses, like the past tense, present tense, and the future tense. So the pronouns, I can say that the author is quite confused with his, her, she, and he. So he tends to make he, his. So sometimes it's quite confusing as a reader to read and immediately grasp the idea that he's trying to portray. So yeah. The tenses, the will, we usually use that as a shortcut. Like, we'll go to the mall, we'll go home, we'll go somewhere. Yeah, like that. It's actually we will, but the author, as I have noticed, tend to put will, that is W-I-L-L. So the author is quite confused with the words that has almost the same pronunciation. So yeah, I hope you, Mr. Author, would improve in this aspect of your story. Novel feels. Having these novel feels would be much better. We'll have much better feels if the composition of the story is improvised. So yeah, I recommend Mr. Author to improvise the composition. And the narration is direct to the point. The type of narration gives you the feel of reading a novel, but the composition or the narration is the composition or the narration is as well giving us the idea that we just really want to know directly or immediately. So it does not prolong, it does not prolong the details, it does not prolong the scenes, it does not prolong the ideas. it is time for us to answer the 10 standard questions that we usually answer when we are in this Wattpad review episodes. So the first question is, you read it. Is it realistic? It is realistic because the story is actually about a guy from Nigeria. Correct me if I'm wrong. The guy from Nigeria is actually desiring to go to a school that is from another place or from another town, let's say from another city or somewhere far from his hometown. So he wants to go there to study something that he really wants, and that's the school that he really likes. So it's kind of realistic because some of us really want to pursue studying to the university that we want. Well, if we are not, contradicted or opposed by our parents, well, this guy really fought for his dreams. It's realistic because the situation given, studying, school, the airport setting, and everything, even the cities, are just so realistic that we can all relate to it when we read it. Are the characters presented clearly? I can say that they were presented clearly, but their characteristics or their story were not established firsthand. So maybe the author would like to establish their personalities or their backstory, their flashbacks maybe on the latter part of the whole story. So maybe that's his idea or his plan. Third,
are there romantic scenes that can carry us away?
Okay, romantic scenes. We are only at the 4th chapter and the romantic scenes are not yet showing up, but I can see romance being built up with one of the characters, Juliet. So you guys could look forward to the romance. With whom will Juliet have romance with? So yeah.
Is it cliche?
I'm actually not a fan of reading adventure stories. I'm more on action. I'm more on the realistic ones. Gangsters, yeah, I also like that. Horror stories, I'm more in that. But I can say, due to experience or some stories that I've read that's kind of the same with this, is it cliche? Kinda no, because it solely focuses on the adventure of a group of people or a group of friends inside a car on their road trip, which is not yet complete. The adventure is not yet complete, but I can say it is not cliche because who the hell would think about writing a story that revolves around a car? A group of friends inside a car on the road. So it's just so unique. Is there humor? The author claims himself to be a comedian, so I'm actually expecting that there will be humor. But since we are still in the 4th chapter of the story, the humor is not yet that dominant or that evident. You can't see it yet, but I am actually certain that there will be comedy, there will be humor in the next parts. So yeah.
And there are plot twists.
Again, we are on the 4th chapter, so the plot twists are not yet there.
Does it become boring?
Because the narration is direct to the point, and even though they're in the car or the story is about studying and road trip, it does not become boring. It's kind of bizarre to feel that while reading it, I just don't feel bored. Maybe it's because of the narration that does not prolong everything. Well, actually, I forget to say, I forget to mention that every chapter is just so enough that you won't get bored while reading it. It's not too long but not too short, just enough, just average. So maybe that's why it does not become boring. Plus, in every chapter, a new character is being introduced, so that makes every chapter interesting.
What makes it different from other stories with the same genre?
Okay, as I said, adventure. Well, what makes it different is that the people of the story don't actually know each other from the start, and they just knew each other like because of the school or the university that they want to study at or they want to go into, and because of the road trip. So everything revolves around the road trip, revolves around the car, and revolves around the university. Everything that happens just links every character into that university and into that road trip. So it's just so unique how the author thought about this idea that he would be able to make a story that is not boring, and at the same time there are not a lot of locations or a lot of settings or a lot of places that is used in the story. So it's just so unique how the author thought of it, you know, just the road trip, just plain road trip, plain school, plain realistic kinds of people, like students. They're all normal types of people. No gangs, no actions, no prince and princesses, no assassins, not like that. But the story is not boring, so that really makes the story different.
Is the ending enough or worth it?
Is the ending enough or worth it? I can say it because there's no ending. We're the 4th chapter and the story is still ongoing, so it's you guys. It's all up to you to decide or to say if it is worth reading, or is the ending cliffhanger, or is it just good enough for you. So yeah. And the last one,
what can we look forward to?
Actually, in this part, I kind of became a bit of speechless while thinking about what to say in this part, but maybe the introduction of each and every character that is being introduced in every chapter, and also the love story that will be established between Juliet and a guy that is not yet revealed as far as the 4 chapters that I've read. We can look forward to being aware of the lives of normal people or students that are in Nigeria, especially we from other countries, we from the Philippines, especially because I'm from the Philippines. Yeah, so we would be aware how the students or the people in Nigeria, like how they act, how they face things, how they face their problems, and you know, how they live their everyday lives, how they go through this kind of challenges, especially the school challenges. So we can look forward to that. You know, it's a different culture, a different country, so it's just fun to know things about different country and different cultures. And yeah, we can look forward to the whole of the story, how the author can build romance and establish sense of humor in the story. And you know, you can look forward to what will happen in the whole road trip. I don't know how the author will really build things that will make the story interesting, and I guess that's worth finding out. So guys, I really suggest you to read the story. I know there are a lot of things to improve, but as well there are already a lot of things that is worth reading. Again, I would like to thank Mr. Author for entrusting me the review for his story, and also thank you for letting me feature your story in my YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this review I made for you. I was really honestly kind of pressured because we are not from the same country and I don't know how you might take my opinions, but I hope that you liked it, and I hope that I can help you with this review in any way that you can. And of course, I am looking forward to you improvising your story. And you guys, if you have any Wattpad story that you want me to review, just don't hesitate to click subscribe. Take a screenshot if you have already subscribed to my channel, and then send that screenshot to this page over here. This page, that screenshot that you took that you already subscribed, for proof. And you guys just send the details of your story that you want us to review, and we will make a review for you for the 3rd time. Guys, chill. The review is on the way. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.
What does perfect even mean?